welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandy, and I am so happy that you stopped by today. Normally, I would be doing clean with me's or sharing a shopping haul, a thrift haul, and all of those things, which are what my channel is basically about. But my channel is also a lifestyle channel, so I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to talk about the coronavirus pandemic, because that is truly something that is affecting my life and many of your lives as well. So I just kind of wanted to come on and do more like a chit chat style video about, my approach to it and how this pandemic has affected my life. So the first thing that I will say is that I am Christian, and I do believe that God will see us through this. I believe that wholeheartedly. At the same time, I'm human, and I have my moments where, that fear kind of creeps in, and I have to really talk to myself to squash it back down, because the times are scary. They're really, really something that we've never experienced in our lifetime, So I believe that we can believe, and we don't have to be afraid, but at the same time, we do have to use our wisdom. And I know some people have chosen to just kind of like not even think about it and just say, the Lord will take care of it, and He will. But there are some things that we have to do for preparation. And so I have been acting out of that necessity to be prepared, right? So I, have stocked up my home. I did not do stockpiling. I did not do hoarding, anything like that. But I did want to make sure that in my household, there was at least 3 weeks worth of food available, 3 weeks worth of toilet supplies, toilet paper, paper towel, those types of things, cleaning supplies, antibacteria things, as well as the same adequate supply at my parents' home. Now, my parents are in their 80s, and it's not advisable that they be out and about in these stores. So when I go to the store, I'm purchasing basically for the two households to make sure that they have everything that they need. Another thing that I've been doing is every couple days, I go back to the store and kind of get us replenished back to the point that we were. Just in the event that our state should be a part of that shelter in place, I want to make sure that at whatever point that gets called, if it gets called, we have everything that we need at that time. So that's what's going on with me from a preparedness standpoint. Another way that it's affected my life, and this is pretty significant. My father had a medical emergency. He fell and broke his hip a week ago tomorrow. And so I took him to the emergency room, and I was not able to go in, beyond checking him in. Once I checked him in, I had to wait in my car for them to check him out and x-ray him and everything. They came out and they told me that his hip was broken, unfortunately. Now, he's 85 years old. So they told me they would be transporting him by ambulance to another facility and performing surgery on him. So fear creeped in big time, because now I'm in a situation where my dad is being rolled off. They wouldn't even let me go back to say, goodbye or say anything to him at that point. From the moment that I checked him in through ER, they took him back, and that was it. That's the last that I've seen my father. So they rushed him to another hospital via ambulance. The other hospital, they told me where it was, but it wasn't a hospital I was familiar with, so I didn't know where it was. So he's there now. He's been transported now to rehab. Surgery took place. We never laid eyes on the surgeon. I don't know anything about him. So that's the first big change, is knowing that you have a loved one in the hospital, and we can't just go in and see our loved ones. I mean, that is like a significant change of the way that things used to be. And quite frankly, with this virus, I'm not sure, if we're going to be returning to our quote unquote normal anytime soon. So that's one of the things that has really been hard for me for the last week. Now today he was transported to a rehab, again, a situation where we can't go there or anything like that. But I was able to take his things down to the guard station, and his nurse came down and she picked up his things. So he needs clothes and some other toiletry items in the rehab. So he has those things there now with him. And she came down, the nurse was super, super nice. And she said, "Do you have an iPhone?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, when you get home, I will FaceTime you so that you can see your dad, because I've not seen him in almost a week. It'll be a week tomorrow." So she did that. And that was like just a sigh of relief. So that was good to be able to do that. So that's happening. So we've got him in the hospital, my mom now by herself at the house, and just kind of dealing with that. And that's like, it's tough, it really is tough. And then the other part, which is totally has nothing to do with that, is like polar opposite, is totally immaterial and makes no sense, but it's a change in my life. And that is that I am not going to get nails done. I am not going to get hair done. I am not going to get eyebrows arched. I am not doing any of those things that make me happy. I enjoy those things. Those are things that I do for myself, but I'm not doing those things now because it's not safe. And so, I have to be careful that I continue to, find things to bring me joy. I know different things bring different people joy and everything, and some people could care less about those things, but those are some things that I enjoy doing for myself. So I have to find other things that I'm able to do, during this pandemic and during this quarantine time frame to make me happy, because with everything else that's going on, with my dad's health and, this whole crisis of this pandemic and, food supplies running short and all of these things, it is so important that self-care, or whatever it is, that looks like for you to make you happy, that you have that. You have to remember to do something that sparks joy within yourself every single day, regardless of what you're going through, because if you don't, you can go down a really, a bad path. And so I'm really trying to do that. So another thing that I really enjoy is going to the gym. I go to the gym, at least 4 times a week, sometimes 5 times a week. I'm not able to go to the gym. So, and initially when this whole quarantine thing started, I also wasn't able to walk outside because my allergies were on 20. So I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't walk outside. I couldn't do any of these things that spark joy. And I felt myself just getting really, really in a low point, and, so I'm working on that, trying to do a little bit of exercise in the house. I did my own nails for the first time in, probably 20, 30 years. I did that just to try to, make myself feel good about myself. I wash my own hair. I had washed my hair recently, but I have to do that, and that's what I'm be doing. I'm not getting any color. You see the little grays coming through. So at the end of this whole thing, I may be completely a different person with the white hair, but that's okay. That is okay. We're going to get through this. And I think that the message for me, or what I'm hoping to get out of this, just to look at a silver lining out of this, is for us to slow down in life and just kind of go back to the basics. A lot of things that I found in my life is like I'm getting back to basics, things that I had gone far away from, just not even, just living life and just going on, like doing my own nails. I just hadn't done that in so long. I got some of that Sally Hansen hard as nails stuff that I used to use probably when I was in high school. So I went way back to basics on that. But I think if anything is to be learned from this is, our lives as we knew it, which we lived great lives in America. I mean, we have abundance in America. And so, we have to learn, or for me, this is my takeaway, that things can happen in our lives and we can become like a third world country. We're scrounging around for necessities. Some countries, that's their everyday way of life, that's the way that they live. They have certain times that they can go to the grocery store and items are just not available to them and whatever. That's not our reality normally, but that's what we're going through now. And I know it's frustrating for us and all of that, but we're blessed people, you know, and if there's any takeaway from this, for me, that is what I'm going to do, is to take away, is to really appreciate once things return back to normal, appreciate the things that we have and appreciate, you know, the time that we can spend with family, the time that I can go and see my dad when I get ready. Now I'm being told I can't see my dad, you know, so things like that you may have gotten to a point where you just take for granted, you know. Those things are blessings, and sometimes we may forget that they're blessings. And so sometimes God may have a way of saying, you know what, I need to take this time to make sure that everybody receives some type of message through all of this. And so that's what I'm receiving through this crisis, is that we need to slow down, we need to get back to basics, and we need to be thankful for the things that we have. So this was a rambling video. About, you know, a lot that's going on in my life and how I'm receiving it. I would love to hear from you. How is it affecting your lives? Have things changed for you? Have you been receiving anything from all of this? Are you frustrated? Are you fearful? You know, how are you handling it? I would love to hear from you. Drop down in the comments and let me know. Thanks so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, I hope that you will take the time to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when I upload. And if you are a returning family member, I thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you all are being safe out there. Remember, wash your hands constantly. Keep your antibacterial with you, your hand sanitizer. Keep your Clorox wipes handy. And just be safe out there, guys. Just be safe. See you back here next time. Bye-bye.